SMT Nation, we are back. Nation, this infographic here, this image on the screen comes from Tefficient.com, mobile data operator users. And I just want to discuss this because I think this is important. If you've been following the channel recently, we've been very closely looking and analyzing what T-Mobile is doing with their network. And the reason for that is because they have a lot of folks on their network. And more specifically, the amount of data usage per customer is one of the highest in the world. The conversation is not about North America. The conversation is the world, and I'm going to explain why this is so important. All right, so for starters, we're always looking at how much money T-Mobile is spending on the network. The amount of money an operator spends typically coincides with the data demands of their consumer base, whether it's for that year or it's for kind of like future looking in the mobile usage growth. So that's a thing. Customers use X amount of data in, 2020, but they use 2X amount of data in 2030 or whatever, however you want to look at it. There's always going to be this increased usage and data demand every single year. On average, we're seeing increases of like 20% more data usage annually in terms of growth. For some network operators, it's even more than that, right? And T-Mobile appears to be one of them. So in the top 10 of operators with the highest average mobile data usage, T-Mobile is the only North American company that has this type of usage. Ranked number 10 globally. In a country in the United States where so many folks have Wi-Fi at their workplace, in their homes, in places they visit, including other businesses where they, patronize. So with that being said, the fact that T-Mobile has a consumer base that is so data hungry, I think is probably due to the fact that T-Mobile has had unlimited data for their customers for the better part of more than the last decade, right? They were one of I'd say like it was them and Sprint that brought back the unlimited data plan. And then, T-Mobile really knew what was coming down the pipeline and wanted to get ahead of it, built to their 5G network to create that capacity for their growth. And they continue to grow, right? They add more customers every quarter, and each customer continues to use more data. It's a double whammy, right? So if I'm looking at the list, I see Zain Kuwait at number 1. And I look at, some of these other ones. Well, what is this one here? Looking for any of these other ones that are notable that somebody could know. These are countries, I think, where the mobile user has become accustomed. There's another one from Kuwait actually ranked at number 7. I'm looking at high data demands. I'm looking at populations of folks that aren't necessarily big, right? The thing about the United States is you have big operators, right? Like Verizon and AT&T. They're not on these lists. And they're the ones that have access to the fiber circuits, right? T-Mobile has to pay for those. They don't build those, at least not yet, right? And this is quite the statistic. So, and this is where we come full circle from the beginning of the video. Why do we care about how much money T-Mobile is spending on their wireless network? Why do we track that? Why do we care about Analyst Day, Markets Days, disclosures from the network team over at T-Mobile about what they're doing with the network? What kind of projects are they working on? Are they densifying? Are they adding more cell sites? When do we see a C-RAN explosion, where they're building more small cells? How are they scaling the 10 gig fiber circuits? Are they going to build the C-band or whatever? Or when do they involve themselves heavily into millimeter wave? That's why this matters, right? And this does not take into account the fixed wireless access customer, the 5G home internet customer. That is not included in this. This is mobile data usage. The fixed wireless access customer uses the network at a different time of the day. So they're not really involved in this calculus of the mobile data user. And if you think about it, I get that Zain Kuwait, has a 68, I think it's a 68 gig usage, if that's correct, 68 gigs per month. And T-Mobile's just about half of that. but we can expect the T-Mobile customer to continue to increase their usage. And based on what we're seeing and what we're hearing from T-Mobile, we can expect to see them grow additionally in the future. And they've said so. And they continue to be the value leader within the industry with their low-cost plans, entry-level plans. And, also they got some MVNO action with Mint Mobile and the like, right? So I don't think this is going to slow down. I think this is going to continue to increase in demand and usage on the network. And T-Mobile has to deal with this pressure. And I think the T-Mobile customer, I think folks like us here in the industry that cover it or whatever, we're constantly evaluating what they're doing to bolster the network. They're legitimate concerns. They are a company where their customers use a lot of data, and they also have a lot of customers, and they are growing their numbers. But what do you guys think? Sound off in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on this, where T-Mobile ranks globally, and how concerned are you with this kind of growth pattern? Like and share this video. Subscribe if you're new here. First time, go ahead, drop me a line. I'm excited to see what you guys have to say on this. And if you want to support us, there's ways. Links are in the description. Become a patron, a YouTube member, and support us on those platforms. We'll see you guys on the next one.